Welcome to my YouTube channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Today's gem is a discussion focusing on the Passport Brothers, or they call short the Passport Bros. There's a lot of social media chatter about American black men getting their passports and going international to find love. Men and women have been traveling abroad for many, many years looking for casual sex, general relationships, and of course, marriage. This is nothing new. It's been going on forever. There is no dispute that women outside of Western culture tend to be more traditional as wives, which is appealing to most men. Here's a short clip of a white man extolling finding love abroad. So just bear with me for a second. I'll start that up. Here it
In
goes.
this country. We're sick and tired of you're not gonna find real love in this country. It's just impossible in today's culture. You're not gonna find real love out here in the Western world. Everybody just likes to f around. Nobody knows what they want, and once nobody knows what they want, they just don't want anything. There are more women in this world than men. But the fact is that the women are not here. The real women are not here. You know, they're just not here. Here in the States, you will not find a traditional woman. You will not find a traditional woman.
It's completely messed up that women find the enjoyment of cheating on their husband. They find the enjoyment of making their husband angry. They have that enjoyment of putting their husband in jail, trying to get kids out of them and stuff like that, trying to steal everything they have. You know, that's not a real wife. That's not a real marriage. Marriage in America is about ownership. That's all it is. It's about a financial decision. Marriage is a contract in America. It's not a real marriage. Marriage is not based off of stealing from one another. Marriage is not based off of stealing your kids either. The only way you're ever going to find love in the States is if you have a six-figure income, you have the perfect body, you have the perfect car, and you have to be 100% perfect. Like, you can't have anything wrong with you in order to have love in this country. And that's just the average American, literally. They getting pissed. They getting mad that men like us are leaving. Because we got all the options. You don't. We're sick and tired of the games here.
Let me stop sharing that. And let's just kind of cap what this guy's talking about. I posted this clip just to show that far more than just black men are thinking the same thing. I admit this guy is extreme. He's stuck in his red pill rage. And I don't agree and definitely disagree that all is lost here in the West. I mean, I'm married, but that's ancient history. But you can still find love here. You just got to look harder. That's you really do. It's easy to get jaded like that guy with the microcosm that is the social media echo chamber. I think that's where he's stuck. But it still proves a point that it's not just brothers who are looking to go abroad. White men are doing it as well. So further, I'd like to also say to the women out there, I would submit to you that women are going on girls' trips and are far more prone to simply be getting their cheeks busted by exotic men. I mean, that's why they're going to these trips, right? They take trips to the Caribbean, Mexico, Europe, etc. And they're not just going to sip tea, right? They're going on vacation, to have a good time. And that good time is anything they want to do. So let's get that straight. So it's not just men going abroad doing these things. Now, there's some black men have made it a point to divest from the feminist dominated Western woman. Black women are taking this as a personal attack on them. And because of social media, it's a hot button issue. And here's why. So from my point of view, I call it the Austin Holloman effect. Austin is a 23-year-old, relatively handsome man that openly scarfed at American women, primarily black women. based on their general behavior and sense of entitlement. Uh, I'm going to spin a clip in just a few seconds. He didn't ask to be the face of the Passport Brothers. However, since he's the most critical, he has become the de facto face of the movement. So therein lies the rub. When a person becomes the face of a movement, real or perceived, then their actions actually represent the whole, right? So everything he does kind of represent what the Passport Brothers are going to do. And he made some big errors. Okay. So first, I want you to hear this clip from where Austin is coming from and why he wanted to go abroad in the first place. So here goes that clip. Here goes that clip. All right, give me a second. I'm just getting used to all of this stuff. All right, here goes Austin.
Guys, look, stop. I'm just going to go ahead and say this because I've had enough of this shit reading the comments and just talking and seeing that nobody's going to change. Nobody's even going to get the message. Stop dating women in the United States altogether. I know I said stop. Don't marry a woman. Don't even fuck with them at all now, okay? Because the thing is, nobody's going to change, right? Nobody's even going to try to compromise, okay? They think that you want to control them because you ask them to sweep the fucking floor in the same house that they fucking live in. And at the end of the day, I was told that, hey, Austin, you're just going through a phase. But let me ask you this. What are you getting out of dating a woman from the United States? You go to these other countries, you experience these women that treat you like you are somebody, like a real human, to be honest. And then you come back here. Man, I came back here and I'm like, motherfucker, I'll just wait to have sex again when I get out of the country. I just got interviewed. A dude asked me if I met a good chick here in the United States, would it change my mind? To be honest with you, knowing me, I'm not even gonna give it a shot. It's a waste of time. If I go on a date, every time I spend money in the United States, I think about how much would it have been in Brazil and how much fucking money am I wasting. I go to Austin, Texas. I love Austin, Texas. I go over there to hang out for 3 days. That money it costs me to hang out in Austin for 3 days pays for 2 months in fucking Colombia. Why the fuck would I date over here in the United States? First, you're going to spend all your money here. And then you're going to get a motherfucker that can't even get her pH off. And don't give me that bullshit of I'm picking the wrong one. All y'all pH off damn near. Especially if you're under 25. Y'all shit. You probably watch this right now, your shit stink. But yeah, just stop dating in the United States altogether. And that's what's going to make women wake up. They don't need a man. They don't need us. Let them die alone. We go to another country, find you a woman, come back. Shit, don't even come back. They're going to have to comply, and they're going to have to rethink. And then before I go, another thing, I talked to my homeboy. He said, "Oh, those women in South America, they just act like that because they're basically second-class citizens. They're not treated like shit. The same shit that women here claim to be bullshit. In fucking Arabia, you can't even drive. But okay, so what? They are women that are being so oppressed that they cook for their men and they have sex when they want to and they sweep the floor. And then what do you have back here? A motherfucker that don't. It's the day and night difference. It's a complete flip. Get the fuck out the United States. The women here ain't shit. I'm calling it for what it is. If they shit, bring 100,000 of them, put them all in the group. You can't even get 20 of them.
All right, let me stop it there. So you can hear where the brother's coming from, and he's really kind of raging there. But this is how he started. You could see, based on how he talked, how women get triggered.
It's not you.
You know?
But it's Casual Friday. Look at Gibson.
So
classic tee. It fits in tight and all the right.
So you can see how women get kind of triggered over that. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised why he's getting some backlash over that, and you shouldn't either. So here's So one of the things that he did, his primary objective was to move to Brazil. He wanted to move to Brazil. He wanted to live there. He learned the language, but he didn't become self-aware enough to understand the cultural mores of the country. And that's where he made this huge mistake. So he's in this country, he's talking to women, and he's asking them questions that are kind of immature, and they left him open for an interpretation that about the women that has gotten him into hot water. So I'm gonna spin a clip on that one, so you can see what I'm talking about. Again, in his own words, where he made a mistake. So here we have him talking to a Brazilian woman, and you got to read the captions. He starts out talking about her green card.
Or cartel versus. Entende? Green card. Green card. Visa. Visa. A Visa é Estados Unidos. Entende?
Yes.
Você pensa isso é verdade? Meio brasileiros. Não pouco brasileiros. Meio brasileiros querem americanos para Visa.
Sim.
Você pensa?
Penso que sim. Quanto mais pessoas, melhor.
Fair use.
What about quando eu conhecer brasileiros não querem ir aos Estados Unidos. Brasileiros querem ficar em Brasil. Isso.
Brasileiras querem curtir nos Estados Unidos.
Quer
conhecer.
Okay, brasileiros querem.
So here's he talking about the green card, of whether the ladies would like to stay in Brazil or go to the United States.
É país lindo, né?
Okay, so this is not so bad, but then soon this conversation is going to take a turn for, I think, the worst.
Tem praia, calor, né?
Mais que praia, essa cultura também. Cultura, para mim, cultura meio.
As pessoas do Brasil são mais receptivas também, são saintes.
Falando sobre cultura, brasileiros normalmente.
Now he's getting into talking about how easy it is for these women to kiss a man when they just get to know him. On the first date or the first time they see him.
Depois de uma conversa, sair, encontro.
Geralmente.
Depois de um encontro.
Geralmente, 1 minuto, 30 segundos.
Um dia.
Um dia?
Eu
não,
em
verdade. Eu na verdade.
Não?
Na verdade. Eu falando sobre, eu caminho na praia.
Você já beija assim?
Eu gosto da mulher, eu falo com ela. Ela beijou aqui ou depois?
Depois.
Na verdade.
Não?
Não, quando desde em Brasil, mulheres não verdade. Você não entende.
Eu entendo, eu entendi o que você falou, mas
muitas mulheres beijam quando 3 minutos.
He's trying to tell this woman that Brazilian women kiss men almost upon meeting them. It could be true, but you can see how this could get misconstrued.
Muitas pessoas falam isso. Onde eu sei isso?
Nós brasileiras somos gostamos do beijo.
Gostamos do beijo.
Beijamos muito.
Então, elas beijam.
Não tão rapidamente assim. É porque você, né?
Rápido. Porque aqui eu beijo.
Bastante.
Amigas.
Friends.
Immediatamente. Isso é a palavra? Instantamente. Instantamente beijo. Muitas vezes. Diferente. Nos Estados Unidos, beijos não normal.
Não é normal.
Não normal. Se uma mulher,
Eu não deveria ser beijo.
se uma mulher beija com você, vamos sexo. Mas aqui, mulher beija com você não significa sexo.
Não,
Só beijo, sim.
só o beijo.
Você sempre ser doente de beijo?
Não.
Porque muitas pessoas beijam. Eu vi um amigo beijo 18 mulheres em uma noite festa.
Não.
Eu vi. É normal aqui. E não, pessoas não
normal
doentes
aqui.
disso.
A afinidade, eu acho que começa pelo beijo. Afinidade, carinho. Começa.
Let me stop that right there, okay? You know, I don't know where, you know, he was trying to go with that whole conversation on kissing. I think it was, you know, immature. I don't think I can see where things got misconstrued there because, of course, kissing is an affectionate thing, and it could lead to sex. And I don't know about just proving a point that Brazilian women are going to just kiss people, you know, when they first meet them and all of that kind of stuff. And even if they do, to kind of highlight that, you know, it probably causes certain people to feel a certain way. All right. So, you know, I can see how this got misconstrued by Brazilian women, that Brazilian women are easier than other women in the West. And I don't agree with that. I mean, we can't have two things that's being true, right? Because women in the West, based on feminism, sex with many partners is supposed to be empowering. So there's women having sex all over the place, you know. So I don't know if it's harder in the United States than it is in Brazil. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so again, so Austin got some angry Brazilian feminists, some angry men, and the media coming after him aggressively, right? This is what happened to him. They perceived that he was portraying Brazilian women as easy and promiscuous, and he got some death threats, you know. So and black American women, some of the simps that, you know, that carry their coattails, you know, saw this and they're pouncing on the Passport Brothers because of this blunder. So this is the downside of becoming the face of a movement. You make a mistake and you put a little black eye on the movement in itself, you know, but it's not going to stop the show, but it just causes, you know, more friction. So after this blunder, right, Austin leaves, or he left before, and he's in Thailand. So I hope he learns something and he doesn't try to repeat the same things in Thailand that he did in Brazil. Now, I think he'll eventually try to get back to Brazil, but I don't know when, because that's the place he wanted to live. So I got another clip of his apology to the Brazilian people. He did it in Portuguese. He did it in English. However, we're going to just talk about the one in English. We're not going to go over the one in Portuguese, of course. So I'm going to share that one. His apology. And listen up.
Haven't known me already. I'm Austin Holloman. I want to say that first. This is very heartbreaking to me. The fact that it was always my dream to live in Brazil, and my YouTube channel was centered around me showing other men, not just the women, but just if you guys understand English and you watch my videos, you see me talk about how I enjoy just, first of all, we can start with just the drinks, on how well the drinks are in Brazil. I love the drinks in Brazil over any other country I've been to, even my home country. The food is a lot more healthy. I have a lot more energy. My skin glows a lot better in Brazil. Everything about me is better in Brazil. The weather, the beaches, the people are so social. I can be myself in Brazil. I actually feel I can be myself and not be judged by everybody I run into. And that's why I made this video in English, because I can elaborate more than I could in Portuguese. But I'm very heartbroken knowing that, because this whole situation is going on, that
Want to take the guesswork out of your net worth?
Use our free dashboard to update your net worth live. Personalize your.
Even, let's say, for example, I'm not banned to come in Brazil. Since my name has been slandered around and misinformed to the majority of the people, who it seems like the majority of Brazil, but a lot of people in Brazil, it's not safe even if I wanted to come back. You know, if I wanted to come back to stay in Brazil, it wouldn't be safe because my name has been slandered and everybody's been geared to hate me, to think that I'm some sort of sex tourist that's telling men that, oh, Brazilian women. And I'm not saying this because I know some of y'all still gonna watch this English version first and misinterpret it. I am not saying Brazilian women are easy for everybody. What I meant by when I said that Brazilian women are easy, and I shouldn't use the word easy. I know that now. I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is, for a man that's well-mannered, well-dressed, that has put in the effort to raise himself, he would have an easier time in Brazil as opposed to where I was from. That wasn't always the case. But to get into the video, I want to apologize for releasing these videos and showing ignorance to the culture that you guys, certain aspects of Brazilian culture. I know that I shouldn't expect y'all to forgive me, but I'm asking if you forgive me because I am a gringo or an American in Brazil. I've only stayed there 3 months. I've been there a total of 4 months in the past year. And I am still learning Brazilian culture. The things that I didn't know that they were wrong. I know now. I very well know now. And I wanted to apologize for, I guess, moving too comfortably without actually knowing. I should have had a Brazilian man or a Brazilian woman tell me, I should have reviewed with someone from the culture to see if that was fine. But I know now.
So let me stop that right there and move on because you got a glimpse of his apology. And I have one more clip for you. And in that last clip, I'm going to give the last word to Black woman. At least our last clip. Ain't nobody claps back like a smart, educated Black woman. And so she's interesting. So this last clip is a Black woman who epitomizes the angst, the envy many Black women have of the passport bros by labeling them some of the most unproven and vile things that she can. Okay. She has no facts. But I can see how her narrative will impact Black women who constantly need to be reassured of one thing or another. So this is the I told you so from Black women to for Austin's blunder. And it was bound to happen. And so here's a clip that illustrates that particular issue that he has. Okay, fair use. All right, so let's get this one rolling. No, not that. Let's get it rolling. This interesting clip from this sister. And all right. All right, here you go.
What Passport Boys and Bros was really intentionally made for. It was for men who already get women to go across overseas to find traditional women of old traditions. There's a huge difference. There's men that are actually looking for love and companionship. So they're looking for women that cook, clean, appreciative, want to be stay-at-home wives. And there's nothing wrong with that. I know some gentlemen that have got a wife from another country.
The reality is that many of these men who are choosing to travel abroad are the high-value six-figure men that many of you modern women claim that you want. With the caveat being that many of these men who choose to exercise their option abroad are traditional men who are in search of traditional women and who want nothing to do with modern women and their feminist ideologies in mind. Instead, these men are choosing to go to other countries to meet women who understand what it means to be a wife and a helpmate, women who understand what it means to reflect and respect his values and his standards, women who are feminine, submissive, and not combative. Basically, traditional men in search of traditional women, because traditional men view women in two ways. You're either an asset or a liability. And when it comes to the modern woman's mindset, it's definitely exercising their options to go to other countries.
Get your goddamn ass to this motherfucking house right motherfucking now. And I'm not lying. You can't ask me to do a motherfucking thing for your motherfucking ass no more.
Okay, okay. Look, I am not not my AirPod coming out. I don't feel any particularly strong feelings about this movement because we've all decided that these are not people that we want, My concern is not about men deciding that they want to enter and participate in a different kind of marriage market. The concern mainly is about men deciding that before they get their passports, buy their flights, and exit the United States to get a woman who will accept them, we'll say, that they are trafficking in the oldest, nasty, most virulent tropes about Black women and spreading them, and that those talking points about Black women are being further normalized. What I think is so interesting about the passport bros is, one, most Black people, like 2/3 to 3/4 of Black people, don't have a passport, have never been out of the country. And okay, beyond don't have a passport, have never been out of the country, can't really afford to take care of a stay-at-home person. Like you don't have it, And so when we see the proliferation of this passport bros thing, the idea and the talking points, it really is clear to me that hashtag passport bros is not so much an identity, a collective of people who have decided that they are going to flee the United States and find wives. It's more an ideology. And that's where it becomes concerning, because the men are flocking to this ideology, and the connection is not a genuine desire for love and companionship. The connection is hate, disdain, distaste, malice toward American Black women. And I was just reading about how effectively the manosphere generally and passport bros in particular are able to utilize memes. Like they speak to each other in memes, written memes and visual memes. And memes are so easily the distribution, I was going to say distributable, that's not a term. The distribution of memes is so easy that we see them over and over and over again, and people are internalizing these ideas and not necessarily connecting these ideas to hashtag passport bros, but connecting these ideas explicitly to how loud, ratchet, ghetto, masculine Black women are. And that stuff extends beyond interpersonal relationships. That stuff is not about, oh, they don't want to marry me or date me. When we see the repetition, the spread, the reiteration time and time again of this stuff about Black women, my concern is not, oh, don't go. Please go, okay? Leave us out of it. My concern is more shit thrown onto the backs of Black women who are already contending with so much shit.
So she has her say, and it's only fair that she gets to say something. I certainly don't agree with her, but she has. I have to admit, the sister in the clip, she could spin a good yarn, but she is guilty of levying shit on men who seek love abroad, as she is accusing them of impugning Black women. She is stereotyping all men in this category as unsavory individuals, where there are no shortage of them who have found soulmates and wives abroad. So she's discounting that altogether. So there she's wrong. And as for brothers looking for sex, right? That's no different than women going on girls' trips looking for sex, right? People have been going abroad looking for sex for years. There's nothing illegal or sex trafficking about consulting adults looking to have fun, whether it's domestic or foreign, right? Adults have sex with each other. That's what adults do. So it's a red herring that she's throwing up there that is kind of meaningless. Okay, nobody, so her narrative is just bitter, flawed, and absent of any evidence that a crime or anything untoward is in progress, regardless of the protestations of this Black woman and many others. Men in general are increasingly looking for traditional love elsewhere. And unfortunately, many American women are getting exactly what they want: to be strong, independent, and don't need a man. Case closed.